Hi everyone, my name is Matthew, my pronouns are he, him, his, and welcome to our Guildhall LGBTQ plus History Month blog for 2021, and welcome to our first video. Today we are joined by JayJay Potter-Peaching, who is joining us from Pride in Gloucestershire. So Jay, over to you. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and Pride in Gloucestershire, please?
Yeah, hello, and thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm JayJay, he, him, his. I'm the chairperson of Pride in Gloucestershire. Now, I've been chairperson for the last 3 years and luckily just been re-elected again for the next 2 years. So it's a privilege to be chairperson of Pride in Gloucestershire. So Pride itself, as an organisation, we're a charity. And our job and main role is to kind of support and signpost within the LGBTQ plus community within Gloucestershire. We promote equality and diversity across the county as well. And we work with and outreach with quite a lot of our other fantastic other LGBTQ plus charities within the county as well. So people like Gay Gloss Youth, Trans Gloucester as well. So there's so many other people and outreach, and obviously being as inclusive as we possibly can. And we've got the wonderful privilege this year that Pride in Gloucestershire is also one of the Mayor of Gloucester's charities, so that's a massive thing for us this year. So it's really helping improve the equality and diversity across our county.
Perfect, thank you. So as I said at the beginning of the video, we are here for LGBTQ plus History Month. So can you tell me a bit more about the month and why it's important for us to mark the month and get involved?
So yeah, I mean, History Month and LGBTQ plus History Month started in the States in 1994. That's when it first came about, and it came over to the UK in 2005. It kind of started off from the kind of abolition of Section 28, which happened in 2003, a couple of years before. So obviously that's why they kicked off this History Month as well. So we're now into our 16th History Month now, and obviously it's so important to celebrate our history. As with all history, you've got to look at our past to be able to look into our future as well, to help educate and to learn from our mistakes in the past, especially I know with Schools Out, who do a lot to do with LGBTQ plus History Month as well within schools. It's massively important to educate our younger generations, and obviously being able to remember all of those people that have struggled within our community to get us to the point we are at now. The fact that we can be out and open, the fact that we can get married has all happened over the last 50 years. So being able to educate and obviously look into our past obviously does help to remember and also educate us ready for the future as well.
Cool, thank you. And does it have a theme, this History Month?
So History Months, yeah, every year they have themes. They touch on lots of different aspects within our own LGBTQ plus community. So they've previously done things like literature and art, and for 2021, so this year, is based on mind, body and spirit.
Cool. So what are the team at Pride in Gloucestershire doing to mark this month?
So the team behind Pride in Gloucestershire have been working quite hard behind the scenes, and obviously we've got a nice little programme forming ready for our own celebration of History Month. So what we've done is we've broken it down into 4 weeks. So each week we're going to look into a certain aspect of this year's theme. So obviously the first week we are concentrating on the mind. So we're looking at our own mental health within the community, which I think has a very poignant point as well this time, especially because the LGBTQ plus community has been hit massively by the coronavirus as well, and the pandemic that's happening at the moment. Obviously we've not been able to get the support, we've not been able to go out and see each other, and obviously the massive thing that we've been hit with is we've not actually had any prides for well over or coming up to about 12 months as well, which has been a massive blow to the mental health of our community. Our second week, we're then focusing on the body. So that's looking at our own sexual health and our sexual well-being as well, which is really important for our community. Again, obviously touching on the things like HIV and everything else as well, and making sure that we're all happy and safe. But it also looks into our general health as well. So how to look after and how to check your body and stuff like that to make sure you're obviously healthy and you're keeping up with your health. Our third week, we're then looking into the spirit. So we're looking at our own internal kind of our identities, who we are, how we express ourselves as a community and as individuals as well, which I think is really important as well. So things like focusing on obviously things like use of pronouns and everything else, which is so important nowadays as well. And we must remember how to obviously use those properly and correctly to make sure everyone is happy. And our fourth week is just a generalized view in regards to our history. So looking at the history of our own community within Gloucestershire, but also looking at our trailblazers that we've had before, but also touching a little bit onto the future of our community and obviously the future of Pride in Gloucestershire as well as an organisation. So looking at obviously we're bidding for Euro Pride. Hopefully we're going to win that and bring Euro Pride to Gloucestershire in 2026, fingers crossed. But yeah, also then celebrating and looking at things like our UK Pride partners and our European partners as well, especially, you know, looking at this year, we're pleased that a few of us from Pride in Gloucestershire and the team are going across to Copenhagen to celebrate World Pride as well. So we're taking Gloucestershire over there as well. So it's also important to slightly touch on our future as well to see where we're going. But yeah, we've got a busy week, busy weeks rather, and a busy month for Pride. But yeah, we're going to see what we can do.
Sounds amazing. So last question now. Why is it important that we learn about LGBTQ plus history?
I think it's massively important. I think I touched on it obviously before that even in general, you have to know your history to be able to learn from the mistakes, to be able to build a better future for ourselves as well. And that's massively important for our own community. I think it's quite nice that this is all coming up at the moment, considering we've just obviously had It's a Sin released on Channel 4. Amazing program, which if you haven't watched it or haven't binged it yet, I would urge you to. It's all available on Channel 4 every Friday night, or you can watch it all on Awful, which I've done. It gives it a poignant reminder of the history, especially around the 80s and the HIV/AIDS pandemic that happened within the UK. And you can feel and see how people acted and reacted at the time, the attitudes around HIV at the time within our own community, but also within the wider community, how people acted to it. And it's important that if we don't learn our history, then we don't get to the point now where we've learned so much about it, the wider community and our own community, the LGBTQ plus community. And being able to know that, you know, we've come so far, attitudes have changed, the way people change. Obviously, you've got the campaign U equals U at the moment, which is massively important, that the stigma is not there, and we need to break down those stigmas. And it's, again, massively important that programs like this are doing more than what schools are doing at the moment as well. Obviously, schools need to play a vital part in obviously educating our younger generations to be able to build the better future of more acceptance for our own community. So it's vitally important that history is remembered and this month is marked.
Perfect, thank you. So that's everything from us. That's all my questions, I mean. Thank you for joining us and for being one of our first videos for History Month this year. As you touched on It's a Sin there's only one way that we can say goodbye and end this conversation, and that is a very simple la.
La.
Thank you for joining us, JayJay. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon in the future.
Thanks very much.
All right, thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Stopped.